2, ready, go. Unveiled Voices!
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Unveiled Voices. I feel like we should do another intro.
What kind of intro?
I don't know, like it feels odd, like still introducing like the Amanifa bit.
For first time listeners.
Why would you be a first time listener?
Okay, that one we'll circle back.
Anyway,
We'll circle back
I'm
on that.
Anifa and this is my
I'm Mariam. Welcome to Unveiled Voices. If this is your first time here, welcome. Where have you been all this while? But we'll let that slide. Yeah.
Mariam, should we do an explanation of why we
Wait,
we just move on?
if you are following us on our social media handles, right, you would see that like the lights have been on. We kept the light on. So
But like that's different from like
why no new
episodes?
episodes? Yeah.
Because some people ask me, I don't know if people ask you.
Yeah. Sure, for sure. I mean, people.
What was your excuse?
What was your excuse?
I just said, oh, we needed a break or something.
Was it like? Yeah, it's not like So life was lifing.
My God,
we figured
sounds.
Everybody, life is lifing for everybody for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But we also figured, okay, 1 year in, we needed to maybe just reflect, look at how the 1 year has been, potential new things that we want to bring onto the episode, and we had a strategy meeting in between. Was it before the break or?
So we had the meeting with the team.
Oh yeah, with the team, exactly. Yeah, so we just needed time to just bounce back. And now, alhamdulillah, we are happy to be back. I'm actually excited to be back.
What was exciting you?
I like camera now. I'm excited because of some of the things we have in the pipeline.
May Allah make it easy.
No, but for people that for like I mentioned earlier, we've been keeping the lights on our social media.
More than lights.
And we've had people still engaging our posts, like commenting. So we really, really appreciate you. Thank you very much for sticking around with us.
Thank you.
So on that note, we're happy to be back, and in our same cadence, same vein, we'll be talking about issues that affect Muslim women, lifestyle, spirituality, welfare, and all of that. And today's topic is actually a very interesting one.
Why do we always say that? Wasn't it boring?
I don't think it's interesting.
Okay.
But it is interesting, is it not?
Okay. We'll let the audience be the judge of that.
And maybe it's kind of like off the back of what we just said now, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot going on, and we just needed we had the urge to like take a step back from Unveiled Voices while carrying on with other stuff in our life. So today's topic is about the soft girl struggle and finding ease in a world that glorifies also.
That is a mouthful.
We'll shut it. Well, let's start from what being a soft girl is, or what being soft is.
My instinctual reaction when I hear like soft life is to be annoyed.
Well, oh, seriously?
Yeah, it's going by things I see online. You know, particularly from women.
Okay.
I have to say, a lot of us we have this notion that soft life, it's the holidays, it's the
so you are saying what you see online is always making you annoyed. I was trying to
so that's why I said
okay.
Soft life or soft girl life struggle, whatever, that's not it. But just because of what people have co-opted it to mean. It's the same way if you say feminism on Nigerian Twitter, we all know the so for me, I'm like, that's just my instinct. What about you? When you hear
for sure, especially in this, I always say Instagramization of everything. This sort of Instagram,
true, actually.
Where everybody wants to come across looking their best self, aesthetics, well created feed, and all of that. So we've spiraled into defining what soft life means to be somebody doing some aesthetic things, okay.
That's aesthetic. What do you mean? Like nice.
Okay, so you probably see, yeah, exactly.
Matching
feeds, exactly. I'm having my bath, or like you do the whole extra.
Oh my god.
layer of whatever. That's not how you have your bath every single day.
No Muslim woman is
doing that.
Their bath on
like so online these days, soft life is, are you turning on candles to maybe prepare to have your bath?
So no burn down this.
Are you taking matcha and having croissants? Are you holidays?
Perfumes?
Like, are your outfits curated? Are they matching and all of that? Which is fun. I mean, I like to not like deliberately create, but I like to also like be in the moment when I'm vacationing.
There's something to be said for like if you enjoy those things. You and I were talking about this, and I was saying that like some of our like acquaintances, they actually go like shopping together.
Oh, yeah.
To me, I could like that's not me. It sounds like a chore to me, but I can see how like for a lot of women,
it's
actually something they look forward to do.
Yeah,
so 100%.
No, so I'm more obviously if it's a way of you finding joy, maybe like having to do those things once in a while.
You're not talking down.
It is just alluding to the fact. Yeah, just alluding to the fact that you don't necessarily have to do that to ultimately be a soft space.
As we're talking now, something came to mind. Like, okay, the direct opposite of life is hard life. So is there something to be said for like people see the life of a woman, if we're even being very specific here, Muslim woman as being difficult? Is there that perception?
These days when we are having these conversations, that there is now that, will I say, awareness, but in the past, by default, the expectation is, a girl child, you go to school, when you're done with school, you get married, when you get married, you have kids, in between you're married kids, there's expectation that you're running the home, which is fine, but expectation of you have to do this, you have to do that, and all of that. And then you have some people literally like losing it because it's just so much.
It feels like a lot.
Yeah, it's just so much. I remember there was like a panel discussion that I joined one time, and it was for women in the workplace or something. And one of our
I love those panels.
Yeah, one of our senior colleagues was, so somebody was asking her, how do you balance it all and all of that? And obviously you can tell the difference in the level of exposure, because when she started saying things around, if I'm tired to cook, or maybe she even said something around like she doesn't cook, she outsources her cooking, so they just exactly. So there was that kind of in the room of, that's from a place of privilege, and there was also that air in the room of, what do you mean you're outsourcing to cook for your husband? That kind of, so
two ways. Outsourcing in that, oh wow, you're rich.
Yeah,
and also outsourcing in
what are you doing? You're a Nigerian woman, that kind of stuff. So it was those. So to your point on, there's the hard life, and by default or even by societal expectation, in some context, women's life is already even. So
basically, is this when we contrast this to men, or when we, because so I'm just playing like I don't like saying devil's advocate. I'm just being contrarian in that, like, a man can also come and say that like,
their life is hard.
Yeah. So what makes us special in this regard?
Well, I'm not a man, and I've not lived the life.
Today is about them.
Yeah, and I've not lived the life of a man. But again, like I said, there is like just societal expectation. Society, in some instances, would cut men some slack, some things. But women, so you're expected to show up and about, wake up, care for the house.
I really like what you said. Again, this is not going to devolve into men versus women, but you make a very good point in that society cuts men slack.
Yeah.
A good example is, at least nowadays in even like Nigeria, if traditionally the man is supposed to be like, even Islamically,
provide for the house.
For some reason, due to economy, that is not able to do that. And his wife is able to. No one is
saying,
In fact, what you find is that a lot of women, at least in the past, will not even make it. They are doing publicly. They'll just be like, or let me
still matter to make you come across.
In the house, let's say again hypothetically that what the woman does is like managing the home. Let's say everybody has not eaten for like, I don't know, the whole day, or there's no food in the house. A visitor is coming, they go, they are leaving and they are tearing you into pieces, you know. So yeah, I think that might be a reason also why like we feel the world doesn't cut us that slack enough to, you know, not do some things and still be good.
So if we just dial back a bit, we already talked about the society, our social media expectation of what being soft is.
Yeah.
If we look at it from an Islamic perspective, what do you think being that soft life means Islamically?
I don't know about soft, but one of the things I'm starting to appreciate a lot is just the freedom to practice your religion. Like, we really, there's a tweet that went viral. I don't know if you saw that tweet. I don't know if this person is in the US or the UK, and was saying something like, oh, you want to be going to pray in Yankee.
That one was, I was just like,
seeing this tweet very early on, when the person tweeted it, and I was like, surely it's not still like this. And, you know, some people affirmed that okay, it's hard, they do shift work. But you see, overwhelmingly, then people came out and said, oh, they have people create this small room. There are even some examples of like someone joining a company where like they're already Muslims. They don't pray. They don't show they are Muslim. Yes. But the person came in and I was like, oh, will I be able to use it? And they're like, oh, sure, why not? And the people there were now asking. And they're like, oh, but you never asked. So for me, soft life as a Muslim, first of all, is you can practice your religion to the full extent of it without fear of repercussion. Not being afraid that someone will look at you some way. It's a privilege in this world where increasingly we as Muslims are being ordered. We've always been ordered, by the way. And I think it's a thing of also like Islam started as a strange thing. You know, we are kind of this world, but our ways, our values, our principles holds our relationship to God the most. So there's a difference between us and everyone else. Do you understand what I mean? So being able to practice the Islam, observe your salah on time, be with friends that remind you of, you know, they don't make you feel like you're doing too much. Being able to help others, because our religion is also so hinged on community, right? The rich are supposed to help people that have less. You know, if you don't have more, volunteer, things like that. For me as a Muslim, soft life.
No, I agree with you 100% because so ease in everything, that's like the summary. And we also tend to underestimate what ease in everything means. So to your point on the example of the salah, for instance, even when I was in Nigeria, where at least is
50%.
In the places where I worked before I left, I was able to find that ease such that I was able to pray. Because imagine leaving work 6 p.m. and you're getting home, say 9 p.m. and you've not prayed Zuhr, Asr, Maghrib, Isha. And then you're already tired from Lagos traffic, and then you want to start. That's not you. By the time you're doing the Rukun, you're just like, to wake up the next day as well. So 100% agree with you that being soft Islamically is for you to have ease in worship, for you to have that, to feel that mercy of Allah, and to feel ease in basically what you're doing. So be it work, be it like you also say relationships, friendships, and all of that. So
even your partner, you have
exactly,
your wife, your family as well, because these things can easily become so difficult. These relationships can become difficult where they even take you out of the fold of Islam. So we should be very conscious about even asking Allah for mercy in all of these things. Anyway, keep going.
Okay, but we still have to also in life, right?
You know, it's something Muslims struggle with. Generally, you have Muslims who believe so much in, you know, go getting. I want to prove that
I can do it.
In spite of being a Muslim, and to the detriment of, again, their relationship with Allah. their relationship with others that they are responsible for. We don't live in a vacuum. That is one. There's also the second aspect of people that feel like, oh yeah, Muslims, Islam started as something strange anyway. We are not of this world. This world is a prison for the believer. You know, blah blah blah.
The other extreme part.
They don't want to do anything. They just want to be. And you know the funny part is that it doesn't even guarantee that all their time will be spent in worship. You know what I mean? So we can talk between us on these two categories and how I feel like a Muslim can kind of have the best of both worlds, so to speak. So to the people in the first category, right? You've thrown away your Islam, thrown away your relationship with people, you are hustling towards something. What are you hustling for? What do you think people are hustling for when they neglect such a huge part of themselves to what? Financial freedom?
The riches of the earth.
Financial freedom?
I mean, yeah, so in some way,
being able to help their parents, being able to help their... What else? Peace? Holidays? I'm not down like talking on all these things. I have been opportune to travel to a lot of beautiful places. I have been opportune to do a lot of things for my family, you know, as a result of participating in capitalism. But we need to ask ourselves, what are we hustling for? Why are we here?
But could it be because of... So let's narrow it down to the work environment, for instance. For you to reap the gains of capitalism, you have to... Actually, I have my reservations about that, but
what's the gains of capitalism?
You get promotion, you get called in places, you're like the go-to person every now and then. So the point I wanted to make is on the also part, right? So because of how the work environment is structured, somebody that it's not like they are not doing what they should be doing, but because they are not doing the supposed extra.
Like what?
So somebody made a tweet, and the person was like, "Burnout is not real if
somebody."
I don't tell you. It's that burnout is not real if you like what you're doing. And I was
flabbergasted
when I saw that because
what?
It's not like I've gone through like the extreme case of being burned out. Yeah. Like there are days when I'm just like, I think I've like, this is it. Yes, I've put in a lot of work. I need to.
It's like all those aspire to Maguire type of thing.
Yeah,
burnout is real. We all know that is just more like.
So that's my point on the society rewards also, and it's expected that you have to go above and beyond, do whatever you need to do, climb the highest mountains for you to reap that reward. So that is probably why most people don't see the need or don't see why there should be a balance between the also and also like finding softness.
Yeah, so I mean 100%, like we've been working for a number of years. We know the deal. We know the performance you have to put. We know the extra mile you have to go to. But again, I would always bring it back to like, what are we hustling for? There's a belief we as Muslims have of why we are here. We're here to worship Allah. You know, while we are here on this earth, as however long it is, our goal is to please Him. Now that's it's very abstract, but what does it mean in day-to-day practice? It could make all the difference between you choosing to observe your salah just before you go for lunch or not. It makes
maximizing that your lunch time to already capture that.
It makes all the difference in your commute is just looking at everybody on the road versus making your askar. It makes all the difference in, I'm going to do this really nice thing for my spouse because I'm seeking the pleasure of Allah versus, oh my God, I'm too tired to do this. So what I'm saying all this is, again, as Muslims, we are of this world and we're also not like, there's a prayer when we make the prayer that we want Allah to bless us here and here in the hereafter. a lot of us forget that hereafterness. And it's very easy to do. I mean, life is good, life is sweet. They're being promoted, they're getting extra money. If you work for the big companies, bonuses drop. Maybe not now. AI is taking everybody's home. AI. This reward is fleeting. It's very hard when you're in it to understand that. Mariam, look at it. 3 years ago, in the professional industry, people were falling over themselves to give offers to software engineers. Like, it was a thing then that, I got 3-4
offers, and I'm in a dilemma of which one to pick.
Best of engineers now, they struggle.
To get,
People have lost their jobs and they've not gotten it back for years. Like, I open Reddit, I see it. So what does that tell us about the world? What does that tell us about capitalism? What does that tell us about chasing
what is?
But as Muslims, we have to remember that we have a duty towards being excellent. Like, it's, as a Muslim, which is why I also have beef with people that they don't want to do anything. They don't want to better themselves. So who do you take after in Islam?
Like, there's an hadith where a man came to the Prophet and asked him, he had his camel clothes, and he asked him, should I tie my camel or should I leave it, that Allah is going to protect it, something paraphrase it. And the Prophet said, tie your camel and then rely on Allah, that Allah is going to protect it too.
Yes, we believe in Qadar. Yes, we believe that ultimately outcomes in the hands of Allah. But can we work towards it? Can I put in extra 1 hour at the end of the day to achieve a project that means, I might get promoted? But even while we are striving in this world, there are ways to elevate our intentions to be of that where, yes, we'll get more money. Yes, people would rate us. We are, popular, all of that. But ultimately, it's for the pleasure of who? Our Creator. And this is for Muslims, because I feel like I need to still be caveated. We don't know where these videos that will get to, but like, this is a podcast run by Muslim women
for Muslim women.
Yeah, and it's fine for everybody. Like, you can listen.
Yeah.
But when we say these things, we're coming from the angle that you know what Islam is, you know the basics, you know at least, all your, how many pillars do we have? 5 pillars, and then 6 articles of faith, you know all those basic things, and that's where we're coming from. Anyway, so do you have any opposing thoughts towards?
No, you said it right. But again, human beings are insatiable, right? Yeah. So we would always
so we have to
more.
Of course,
we always desire more. Question: do you feel like you're living your best life possible, or you're just like, I'm fine?
I think right now I'm living better than I have lived in years.
Nice.
And that's not because I don't have problems or I don't, or I'm very rich or no, but I feel like there's a level of maturity I've gotten towards because of my experiences. So first of all, we should even always thank Allah for what situations it puts us in, ability to open our mind to certain ways of thinking. I also feel like I'm in a state where I want some things, but I'm always in a state of gratitude.
Because when you just what is going on elsewhere, or even like what you can see around you, you're just like, Alhamdulillah, like,
I'm not saying a sense of superiority.
Yeah.
Just like understand how much Allah has blessed you. Ask for whatever, ask for the promotion.
I just like the answer you gave, which is that you're living better than. And I think that's one of the trap most of us fall into. So even in this whole soft life, whatever. So somebody can be looking and be saying, oh, I've only traveled to 5 countries.
Okay.
And so person has gone to 20 something countries. And then maybe the 5 countries you've been to is something that happened in the past 2 years, where you of 3 years ago probably have not even thought of the possibility
But
you forget, right? So the next thing you're thinking of is, so and so person has traveled to 20 countries and I've just traveled to 5. So I actually like the answer you gave of it's better, you're living a better life
not from even just a material perspective, but even my relationship with God. Like Mariam, I have to just be grateful to God. And I don't know about yourself and how you think about it, But when we remember who we are here for, very hard to do. And we remember everything is done for us as creation to creator, then, it's not too much to ask to be a bit balanced in hustling versus all of this.
And there's also the bit of knowing, like having that underlying conviction or awareness that Allah is the best of planners, right? And so just because you're not getting this doesn't mean it's not going to happen, or doesn't mean something better is not going to happen, right? And so I just wanted to tie it to the bit of, even if you feel life is not going how you want it to go right now, doesn't mean that's like how it's going to be forever and ever.
Yeah.
Allah is the best of planners, and He definitely has reasons and why for
100%.
everything.
There's a popular saying, now we'll give up. Mess up.
Now we'll give up, mess up.
We'll paraphrase, but as long as we're on this earth, we've woken up another fresh day, we go. We go again.
Move again.
Yeah.
And also, so we've talked about Askar and the remembrance of Allah a lot. There's this dua of when one is in a difficult situation, that Allah, there's no ease except with what Allah has made easy, and Allah made the difficulty easy, if you wish. So in the midst of everything as well, obviously, so for instance, you're going through a bad day, you feel everything is not going as you wanted, just taking that step back. And that's what being a soft girl could be. So it doesn't have to be you have to, I don't know, have beef with mattress.
Matcha is fine, you know. With it everywhere.
Like, I don't know, maybe doing matcha or whatever I'm creating for the gram and all of that. I could just be taking a step back and just reciting duas, askars, and telling Allah, make it this easy for me, make this difficulty easy for me. So yeah. But one of the best practices, so it's not like I do it a lot, but I've seen people do things around like sunrise alcohol. I actually would love to try that one day, where you wake up very early. I mean, you wake up obviously for Fajr as well, but once you wake up, you sit in, you do your askar, and you watch the sunrise. It kind of gives perspective into the creation of the Allah's creations, right? So you see that and you reflect. I think that's a very good exercise to do as part of like
I echo what you said about not necessarily looking for the soft life in the one-off things or the once a year vacation. The
it could be in the littlest of things.
It could be more of a habitual thing.
I agree.
It's small, so it could be you have this 1 hour or 30 minutes where you are just sat and it's you and God.
Yeah.
Or you are just sat empty, nothing in your head.
Yeah.
Or your own is coming home to your partner and you have a catch up. Oh, this happened, that happened. Oh, sip tea together.
Yeah.
Amazing. Or you call your mom every
family.
So we need to move away from it being material, because the material is not guaranteed to everyone, right? It's in fact, I think the more material things you have access to,
the more complicated.
In fact, you just keep
probably get.
There's a book I'm reading. I think the Barakah Effect. There was some.
We'll wait for you to do review. That's you guys help me with that next. That's going to be seeing in the book review.
There's a story told in the book. I'm paraphrasing here, but basically there was this like worker who was just doing his work diligently, no problem. Maybe there was then something about elevating that worker to a different position, and then they started to struggle.
The worker started to struggle
because they now had to think of
a lot
more like
and what they usually would.
The 99 problems or something around that. But my point is, we shouldn't always see like, the enjoyment is right at the back of that next salary increment, or when I go to Asia, when I go to Japan,
that's when I would enjoy.
Or no, in the moments where we are in, find little pockets of things that ground you, and don't lose focus on what is the most important. Absolutely, if you can afford it. I was at the beach in Greece not too long ago.
Fancy.
And, the waters was so blue. The sky was so blue. The sound of the waves
felt calming.
I've been to a lot of waterside, but that felt very different. And I was just grateful to God that, this is allowed. This is His creation. Like, then why am I scared of what is to come? Mm-hmm. So yours might not be Grace.
Yeah.
Yours might be the front of your mother's
It could
house.
be the sunrise.
Exactly.
And
or you're reading a book and some author made a point and you're like, it's God that created this one that thought of this
stuff, yeah.
Or you read the Quran and the verse eats you like,
Mm-hmm.
So we need to shift away from just the big things, the material things, the clothes, all those things are amazing. But again, we need the more immaterial side of things.
Yeah, so just to summarize on that bit, right? Mm-hmm. That we shouldn't think that softness is a luxury.
Mm-hmm. No, it doesn't have to.
It doesn't have to.
Luxury is nice. So.
Yeah. So again, like we always say, let us try to find joy in the smallest of things. Yeah. It could be your family, it could be your partner, it could be even what you do for work as well. So let's always try to find. And I also feel there's this notion of strong, independent woman that makes women find it hard to relax and be taken care of.
You know what? Let me ask you this question. What did you see your future self as, like your 25-year-old, 30-year-old self? Like, what did you think you did?
I've said it on this podcast before that Nollywood movies maybe kind of scarred me because they always portrayed successful women as women that wouldn't have
husbands.
And
you wanted to have a husband.
They were married their drivers or something. So, but jokes aside, I mean, for me, I knew what I wanted to be in the future. Is that what I'm doing right now?
Where I'm going with this is like, did you ever key into the key girl boss?
Not necessarily.
I can have it all.
So leaning. Okay, so again, have it all. Maybe that's probably another podcast episode conversation. So again, there needs to be the bit of you need to understand. Okay, so Allah has created us for the purpose of worship. Your role as a woman and your role in the society
at large,
you are responsible for a generation to come. So there are.
But you're responsible to yourself.
Exactly. Responsibility. So the portrayal of the old girl boss leaning thing didn't exactly fit into what I wanted because the portrayal was more the mother who is always traveling, the mother who is missing.
Oh.
Yeah, the mother who is missing maybe in basketball practice or something.
And you're like, no.
I'm like, okay, no, yeah. So there's also the bit of where I wouldn't then say off the back of that I'm downplaying myself or maybe I'm more striving to attain heights that I would normally. It's just that when that time comes when there's a need to make it,
you know what
I know what my priorities are exactly.
So the reason I asked that question is like I feel this is a feeling. I feel a lot of women have tapped into this thing of I need to be able to do it all as a way to prove
that
I'm a strong, independent Black woman.
I also feel that
I don't need anyone. Not because some of them is because they've also seen
exactly. That was what I was going to say.
In their
society has failed.
Maybe this single mother waiting in her house.
Yeah,
I will make sure I never see.
Yeah,
So we've now gone the opposite, complete way of we don't even try to sit with ourselves to even ask like, wait, is what I really want to climb this career ladder?
Yeah.
Is what I really want to be a director in this company?
And maybe the detriment
is what I really want to be in an environment where I don't even feel like I belong. there was a popular trope, like at least when I first came for an internship here in the UK, of like, we are taking the discomfort of whatever that
period was
environment is because of others coming after us. So I'm gonna try my best to be the first Black Muslim woman in this team and make a killing of it such that the people coming after me would have an easier way. But my thing to that is like, if you are in a situation that goes against what it means to be a Muslim, then who are you making the sacrifice for? My thing about that is, if it's killing your health, who are you making that sacrifice for? I'm not saying don't I will say that the 20s are the time where you can. If you're not doing it, I don't know how you want to do yourself.
No, they say life starts at 40.
No, of course it's because you understand what I'm saying. You need to put in the effort. You need to be everywhere in terms of what aligns with your goal and what aligns with your faith. So I don't want Muslim women, particularly the young Muslim women, to feel like you have to cut your nose to spite your, like, if you're not a career woman type, we've seen many successful women do something different.
I actually, on that note, like the, let's say, new awareness or new wave of how it's now quite obvious that you don't have to 100% do a 9 to 5 to make it. Like, you have people that, I mean, great economy, and some of them 9 to 5. We have to do 9 to 5. So yeah,
Allah knows best, but don't force, don't contort it, because that's the root of a lot of stress.
And they're trying to be
the autoimmune diseases that are happening now. I don't even understand. You hear this one, you hear that one. I think a lot of it is going against what your natural wants. And it's different for everyone. Don't put yourself in a scenario where you won't proud to end there. Don't put yourself in a scenario where you are coming home, you are crying every day. Why? Pray Allah to make a way for you and work towards what fuels your soul. Because I don't think life is meant to be that
hard. I mean, Allah has created us and He has provided for our sustenance. Yeah. So, okay. So, from a 9 to 5 lens, what do you think soft life would mean in a corporate world?
I mean, like, for me, it would be, I've already said a bit about, as long as I can make my salah around the world, people know I'm a Muslim.
I'm not leaving office 12 noon. I'll be 12 midnight every day.
No.
No more happen.
No. As long as, like, people deal with me with respect as well as a Muslim woman, decency, I'm also good. As long as I feel like I'm not being ordered because of who I am. And that's in two ways, because there's the angle of people already writing themselves off, like, oh, I'm a Muslim woman, so everybody hates me, blah, blah, blah.
Or they have some
preconceived into that place with pride.
Yeah.
There's that, but there's also, you need to be very aware of what's going on around you. You need to play the game to align with your values. So as long as it's not a company as well that is directly funding some shady things that I don't align personally with,
So, some couple of 6 months, 7 months ago, so there's like this recruiter that reached out to me, and they wanted me to whatever, like, okay, this road, blah 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 blah. And I remember I'd seen the company before, and it was actually like back of my mind of, oh, I could potentially work for this company. But when it was already like potential, we'll discuss all of that. In fact, she even already sent me a like calendar, whatever, pick what time we're going to have like the initial conversation. And I remember checking, and I saw the company, and I actually went to go and research about the company. And I was like, no. Or because in the front, it looks appealing, but when I went to check, I'm like, doesn't make sense. So in my head, I think there was a bit of where I must have probably like subconsciously maybe like made prayer or maybe just thought about that if this thing is going to, if this is how it is, I would rather not even go into the conversation or maybe even
tempt yourself.
Yeah, not tempt myself to do this thing. And lo and behold, I just saw an email from the recruiter or something.
You said the role?
Yeah, or something. Like it was just like it was just
they made it easy for the.
And I'm like, okay, that's because to your point on, I don't even want to put myself in that situation
I feel the older I'm getting, the more unwilling I am to put myself in direct confrontation with things that contradict my values. No. So if that's there, if I also now feel like I'm going in this role, people around me are supportive, I'm able to do really good work. As a Muslim, again, the concept of excellence. I'm getting that. I said that's good.
Yeah.
That being said, I feel like you and I have a lot of like 9 to 5.
Yeah, it would be good to hear people that are not 9
from
to
people
5.
that are more like business owners, and how do you even do that pursuit of excellence?
Because I actually feel that's harder because okay, so for someone that is into, I don't know, maybe buying and selling, whatever, you kind of have to be there every now and then ish. Maybe, well, it depends on the structures you have in place. Yeah. But I feel like it's more laborious than 9 to 5 ish. Well, again, I haven't done it.
We never know because fully understand and hear you. May that make it easy for us. When I think about my own job, I think about something that doesn't take me away from my Islamic values. And to be honest with you, Mariam, every time that I've been very deliberate about my day in terms of, okay, at car, okay, on the road, I'm reading this book, okay, coming back, oh, Salah. Every day that I've followed that, it's been super productive. Yeah. You will be surprised. Yeah. You'll be surprised at how much you can achieve when you remove some distractions and when you focus on what truly matters. So, may Allah make it easy. One question comes to mind. So we talked about soft life kind of version as we're in 9 to 5, soft life that doesn't take us away from Islam. No, we still acknowledge that we still want to see the world, all of that. What does a future version look like for you?
Of myself?
Yeah.
If somebody can give me like 10 million pounds.
Forget about that. I want to know the components of it. Like, okay, how would you still see yourself in the 9 to 5, or do you see yourself just as a businesswoman, going to study in Saudi?
Honestly, like I for sure have dreams. The other phones. I mean, my dreams. Well, so my current job is still something that I like. I enjoy what I do, but for sure, I'm also looking at, okay, do I want to keep doing this to like forever?
But why?
In the sense that there's also the bit of, as you grow, as you step up higher in corporate world, like there are some sacrifices you have to like take. So the question is, when that time comes, would you want to make do that? So if I don't want to do that, what would be like my fallback plan of whatever? Again, in this world where layoffs are just left, right, center, it's crazy.
Yeah, we're on the verge of probably something very drastic happening in terms of what work even looks like.
I agree, 100%.
And this has happened before, .com, all those eras, and it comes with a lot of opportunity for the people that can
position themselves.
So what I would say to people is that, especially the younger ones, is don't get stuck in this is the way to do it. If you don't have any, like, if you don't want to explore, you just want to, you can follow the path. But this is the time to really be putting your thinking cap on. Be very brave in putting yourself in front of, people that are doing things that, like, that person, reach out to me. There was someone that reached out to me on LinkedIn. I was like, can I just talk to them about like software stuff for like 15-30 minutes? They just saw me online. They are starting this career. And I was busy, but I was like, okay, for this person to let me make time for person. And that person's a connection. If they need a referral, I'm happy to. So younger people need to key into that thing of, if you don't want to be constrained by all of the problems that we have as is in the 9 to 5 world,
always be one step
ahead and see how you can do things that don't constrain you to the picture of the world as it is, because even that picture is shifting now with AI,
the world as we know it.
Exactly. Hustle smartly and strategically, and again, don't lose yourself as a Muslim.
Yeah. So ultimately, what we're just trying to say is try to you can't give to others if you don't fill your own cup. So try to fill your cup. Try to find ease for yourself in what you do. Ask Allah for ease, or
preferably something regular, not just one off.
Just one off. So I would actually one of these days. Oh, it's just that we're ready at winter. Yeah.
What do you want to do?
Maybe like a sunrise ala. Actually, we could do it indoor. Yeah, it doesn't have to be out.
Down. Yeah.
So we just have the window, whatever, open, and then we'll do. So yeah, I think that's something that I would love to do.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So on that note, thank you very much for tuning into the episode on the podcast.
Yeah.
Don't forget to share, like, and comment. If you are in the UK, we're already in winter period. This is the best time to talk to myself as well.
Before the next Ramadan,
which is coming soon, and inshallah, may Almighty Allah spare our lives until that time.